What's up, y'all? It's your girl Melissa's back with another video. So I came across this article that I wanted to kind of dig into today, and it was based on different attachment styles. Now I did a video a couple of months ago, I want to say, when I first started YouTube, about love languages. So if you haven't checked it out, I'll leave that link at the end of the video so you can watch that. But I'm always interested in different types of personalities and different ways of communicating and psychology and all of that. So, um, this video is going to be about attachment styles, and there's four of them. So I'll touch bases on each of those things, talk about the characteristics, talk about the challenges, and some issues that you may come into contact with when dealing with the person that has a particular attachment style, or maybe even identify some of those things within yourself. So the first one is going to be secure attachment style. So people that have um, secure attachment strategies, or that type of style of attachment, they are pretty secure with themselves. They draw clear boundaries, and they're pretty comfortable with being alone. They don't necessarily latch on to someone when they're in a relationship. They set clear boundaries. So if something doesn't feel right to them, they will let it be known, and they aren't afraid to be single, pretty much. And they're not afraid of rejection. They actually accept rejection pretty well, and they can move on, without holding on to either the relationship or resentment. Uh, so, yeah, those are uh, some qualities about that secure attachment style. Those people are typically the most ideal mate because they are so easygoing, and they're loyal, and they make sacrifices, when necessary. Um, so the next one is going to be anxious attachment style. Now, anxious attachment style, they need constant reassurance, okay? Like everything, makes them feel kind of on edge, and they tend to find themselves in abusive relationships because of this anxiety. Because of the constant reassurance, they may miss red flags in a relationship or in a person, and they'll hold on to things longer. They're more emotional. Um, they complain about the opposite sex being cold and heartless, and they like to have like kind of like that victim mentality. You know, they're very like obsessive. They might call you like 50 times in a row if you don't answer. Um, yeah, so those can be, that personality type or attachment style can be a bit overwhelming to, let's say, a secure attachment style person, um, because you can pretty much never satisfy someone that has this anxious attachment style. So, yeah, it can be draining. Also, I want to say that you can go back and forth between different attachment styles depending on where you are mentally in your life. If you're getting over different traumas, if you are, even working on those things, like you could come from an abusive relationship where you had a anxious attachment style, or even manifested that um, characteristic about yourself almost from like PTSD, and now, you find yourself being super anxious and not trusting people, but you can move towards the secure attachment style, which is ideal. That's like the optimal attachment you can have. So the next one is going to be the avoidant attachment style. Now, this person is extremely independent, they're self directed, but they're uncomfortable with intimacy. So, any type of hugging and kissing and all of that is going to make them feel like kind of suffocated and crowded, and it may even give them an uneasy feeling, like, being smothered. And in every relationship, every relationship that they enter, they already have an exit strategy. Like, if it starts to get like maybe too mushy for them, they may start trying to plan an escape because it just, the emotional aspect of it and the attachment that this other person is forming to them is making them uncomfortable. So they won't, stay too long. And this actually has nothing, these attachment styles have nothing to do with the mate. It's all, internal, based on, it's a lot of different reasons. It could be childhood trauma, it can be past relationships, it could be, you know, how the person was raised. So, you gotta kind of feel people out when you're dating, you're getting to know them and try to identify their personality types and see if they're a match for you. Because if you're like someone that's anxious, you have an anxious attachment style, and you try to partner with someone like this, like a avoidant attachment style, it's not going to work because you guys are like repelling each other. The anxious person is like trying to come closer, and then the avoidant is like moving away. And then even if the avoidant went tried to have a relationship with the secure person, the secured person or secure attachment type style um, wouldn't go for it. They probably would just like let them go and not feel any type of way about it because they could care less. So that was the third one. And then the fourth one is anxious avoidant attachment style. Now, this is like what I just discussed as far as like the anxious and avoidant kind of coming together in a relationship and it repelling. But imagine like if you have both of those like all tied up in one, like that's what the anxious avoidant one is. And that one is like known as the fearful type. Like it's the worst of both worlds kind of thing. Like, not only are they afraid of intimacy and commitment, but they don't even trust anyone in order to let it get to an emotional, state or have any type of intimacy. And these people are known to be super miserable. Like, they probably won't even choose to be in a relationship. And they'll be like a kind of like depressed person because they're lacking that intimacy, and then the thought of it makes them anxious. So it's just all the way around like not good attachment style to have. Like, and I suggest anybody that has any type of issue with intimacy or attachment, and you like see, certain things in yourself that can be worked on. Like, if you can't go to therapy, I suggest going to therapy. But if you can't go to therapy, like, just do research, do some type of self analysis, and try to figure out what's going on in your head and where it's stemming from. Because that will definitely help you, kind of correct and identify where the issue is coming from and help yourself, and but I also feel like it's best to speak with a professional about things that may be holding you back in life, because how we interact with people affects our overall mental wellness. And how we view the world and how we interact with the world. So I probably will do another video about this topic, kind of maybe going more into the history of what causes these anxious, avoidant attachment styles, and secure, and just regular anxious and regular avoidant. Where does it come from? Because that's what I'm kind of intrigued by. Like, what can happen in someone's childhood that will cause this to manifest in adulthood and affect relationships later on in life. So look out for that video. But yeah, just wanted to touch bases on that topic and stay tuned for the next video. Bye.